Good evening, everyone, and welcome to SPSM. That's how this show would open if you left it up to me.
Sashimi.
Sashimi, and we're live!
Sashimi.
It really is 9 o'clock.
Sashimi.
Sashimi.
We're here to talk a little bit about Fitbit, activity trackers, the FDA pilot program that started in September, and some of the innovations surrounding that, how we think it's going to be impacting suicide prevention.
That you can build models that can easily adjust by quote-unquote watching, but it's really calculating things about the person's variations.
Wearables as something that collects information and then gives you feedback has been a market that has taken off.
Your data over time, it's much harder to play games with your patterns of behavior.
There are some people that purposely hide their depression or their suicide thoughts. I actually think that's a small number of folks. I think there's a much greater percentage of folks that actually aren't particularly in tune to their risk level or to their level of depression.
But it also opens up this entire landscape for independent developers or major organizations to look at how this wearable might come into play when tracking mental health.
We know that people are often not particularly aware of their risk level or how close they are or how bad of a spot they're in.
What we think works as therapists that we would use in face-to-face therapy might not be as effective of a nudge as something else, right?
That can have negative impacts on people's health and their well-being because they become too focused on the constant monitoring, and that can create other challenges.
The question I have is not whether they'll do it right, but whether they'll include people like us when it's done, when they're doing it.
With any technology, with anything, it's really about goodness of fit for people, and that this approach, there's no approach that's going to work for everybody.
Like a lot of data is held about you as a person that is invisible to you, right? But probably useful for saving your life in some way.
We can't let fears and risk aversion prevent us from using tools that can be really helpful.
This is really about what data can we collect, how can we use it for development, how can we sell that data, how can we build a medical device that we can then sell that your healthcare insurance can reimburse.
He's a tax and spend liberal that doesn't care about outcomes. I think that as long as you're spending money on it and it feels good, do more of it.
But
So part of this is Fitbit might be creating a product that people might be incentivized to wear longer than just for information's sake.
So what we're really going to have to wait for with the Fitbit, with any wearable, is for other people to design stuff that is going to be effective for our uses.
The big data companies can tell a lot about us and maybe even our risk of suicide, for instance. Why aren't they doing something with that data? Why aren't they using that data to save lives?
We really should be paying attention to the policy and market forces that impact development and design.
There's going to be a time within 10 to 15 years where you won't have to go to the urgent care clinic or the ED for a lot of stuff. You'll just literally sync in, upload your data, monitors, and you'll get information, and it's going to be amazing. I'm actually really excited about it.